Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Sarah. I am a traditional Usui Reiki master teacher, a holistic life coach, and a yoga teacher. And in this session, we are going to talk a little bit about how to heal your past. And I like to start by acknowledging that we are on earth to heal and to awaken spiritually. That is our main purpose on earth. Everything else, every experience, every relationship, all the resources, anything else is there to just help this process of healing and awakening. A lot of the times we get stuck. We might have a negative experience in this lifetime, and we might think that because this happened to me and because that happened to me, then we are kind of like doomed and we are just stuck as victims of our circumstances. And then maybe consciously or unconsciously we recreate scenarios that continue to feed that vibration and that energy frequency. So if you had a negative experience with someone in your childhood and maybe was somewhat dysfunctional, and because we're children, we think of whatever we experience as normal. We might even learn to perceive it as love. Then as we grow up, we go ahead and we recreate similar experiences because that's kind of all we know energetically and vibrationally. And so we will be stuck at that place trying to shift and find a new paradigm and a new way of being, and maybe struggling to create a new reality and unable to actually break through, because even though we understand, we haven't actually healed the energy and the vibration that was created through that negative experience. Sometimes because we're in denial and we don't want to accept that it was negative in the first place, because there was so many other positive things about the childhood and this person who maybe hurt us, that we don't want to even acknowledge that something was wrong in the first place, that it was dysfunctional. And so that's the first step. You got to get yourself out of denial and with an open heart acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly. But just because there was good doesn't mean that there wasn't ugly. There was both. And so if you're really in a place of non-judgment, then you could actually acknowledge both without sugarcoating and without pretending that the good overrode the bad. The bad still happened. And so that would be the first step, acknowledging that something is dysfunctional, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be creating the situations that you keep creating. You would be creating something else. But because it did happen, whether you accept it or not, you are then creating and recreating situations that continuously keep you at that energy level and vibration, because that's what's comfortable, because that's what you think it's normal, and you might even perceive it as love and positive when a part of you kind of knows that it isn't. So that would be the first step, to accept what is. The next step is to be able to see the energy and the emotion without the rational mind trying to explain, defend, justify, clarify, rationalize, etc. A lot of the times when we're experiencing these negative emotions, it might be helpful to talk them through a little bit. And there's mental health professionals that are very capable of helping you talk through all of this. And that can be very, very healing. And that is part of the reason that therapy is healing, because it allows you to just acknowledge and stop being in denial and stop hiding from reality and talk it through. But a lot of the times we might be stuck there, and we keep talking about it, and we keep trying to understand it, and we keep trying to explain it, and we keep trying to justify it, and we keep trying to go in our heads at 1,000,000 miles an hour, trying to, with our mind, somehow heal. That's not possible. The mind can help you understand. It can help you take appropriate action. It can help you to envision a new future and a new paradigm of being. It can help you with a lot of things, but it's not going to actually help you deal with the energy itself. The energy itself is something that you have to allow yourself to feel. And it is one of the most uncomfortable things that you might have to do. And maybe even very, very painful. Because when the trauma and the drama has been so deep and it's so ingrained, and maybe you have unconsciously repeated it many times, even if it was originally created by an external person or circumstance, you then took it on and now you went to recreate it and repeat it. And now there's a little bit of like guilt and responsibility that you've done this to yourself a little bit. You've repeated the pattern. Okay, it started when you were young, but now you're much, much older and you've made your own set of mistakes. Now, you made those mistakes from an unconscious place. If you had known better, you would have done better. So we also have to acknowledge that we do the things we do because we're always trying our best, and it's all we know how to do. And sometimes it's not until you find a teacher or a guide or a counselor that supports you and teaches you a different paradigm of understanding that you are able to have like this aha moment, like, oh my God, I see it now, because somebody shed the light on it and now you can look at it from a different perspective. So when you repeated these patterns and you made the mistakes that you made in your life, you have to first acknowledge that you did what you did because you didn't know better. If you did, then you would know. You would have taken some different action and some different choice. So accepting what is, and then acknowledging the feelings around it, not just the feelings towards the people, places, and things that created the initial dysfunction, but the feelings of guilt and shame that you might have had, or that you might have as a result of the actions and the choices that you made from that unconscious place. So it's both. We have to forgive our past, and we also have to forgive ourselves. And when we say forgive, it's not something that you have to think about or do. It's something that you have to feel. And the way that you have to feel it is you first have to connect with the negative energy and emotion in your system, even if it's very, very painful. And then you have to also connect with the energy of love and light that can then kind of override this pain. With enough light, there's nothing that can't be healed. With enough light, we are able to see and feel our pain from a place of unconditional love and compassion. You have to first unplug the mind and let the mind stop its rationalizing, defending, justifications, and, million thoughts an hour. And you have to also understand that you are here now with this breath, and that what you are experiencing in this moment is different than what you experienced in your past, and that you are now at a safe place where you can then allow these negative emotions come up to the surface of consciousness to be transformed. And so a lot of the times, in order to heal our past, we first have to create a strong foundation of consciousness and a strong connection to the energy of light and love. Because it's only once the system feels safe and stable and you have unconditional love and light and respect for yourself, that then you can allow these negative emotions and past drama and trauma to come up to the surface. You have to have enough mastery mentally to not let your mind hook into the emotions and start to do all of the mind monkey stuff. But can you actually then maintain that seat of consciousness and equanimity and allow yourself to feel and let it come up to the surface? And so the way that you heal your past is to stop being in denial and you allow yourself to feel. It really is that simple. And from that seat of consciousness, you can then make decisions and actions that change the vibrational frequency. So that's the third step. First, you stop being in denial. Then you allow yourself to feel, assuming that you have enough love and light and conscious awareness to not let the mind hook into the dysfunction. But then you have to go a step further and you have to actually create a new reality. And this is why we oftentimes have an urge to manifest and create a new job, a new relationship, or travel and adventure, because we want to create a new vibration. So the external world, the physical, tangible world, is what allows us to then take action to then create a new energy vibration. And so in order to heal, you literally have to manifest a new reality. The problem is when we look at it backwards, when we're thinking that when we manifest A, B, C, D, and we will then be happy. When the truth is that's not the case. You have to understand that what you're trying to do is change your vibrational frequency and heal from within, and that in order to do that, you have to go out and create a new and different external reality. Why? Because you're not your happiness, but your spiritual vibration depends on it. I'll repeat that. We are always trying to create, because unconsciously we know that we need to shift to a different vibration, and that to be at this different vibration, we have to change our external circumstances. The problem is that oftentimes we're trying to create this new reality thinking that the reality will bring us happiness. And I'm saying flip it. Understand that what you're trying to do is to heal. First, you have to stop being in denial of the pain. You have to allow yourself to feel the pain. You have to have a mind that's stable enough to not hook into the pain. You have to have enough light and love in your system. And then you have to go create a new reality to live this new vibration in the manifested world. Okay? But you're no longer wanting to create the reality because you think that it will bring you happiness. You have to create the new reality because your healing depends on it. And the vibration of your spirit and moving away from fear and light and love requires that you change your current reality and create a new one. But now you're doing it out of a place of love and respect for yourself, and a true, genuine desire to heal that pain and that drama and that trauma. You're no longer trying to create it because you think that once you have it, it will bring you happiness or peace. And so to do these three things, stop being in denial, which is number one. Allow yourself to feel once you have enough mental stability, and then manifest from a conscious place, understanding that the goal is not to be happy once you create these things, but that the goal is you have to create these things because you're trying to heal. And in order to really truly heal, after you have allowed yourself to feel and see clearly, you actually have to change and create a new reality. But now you're trying to create this new reality from the right place, which is a place of love and light and respect for yourself, and healing the past and the pain and the trauma. Not because you think that once you create these new things, because you can create all you want, and if you're still in denial and your mind is not stable and you're not allowing yourself to feel, you can create all you want, you're still not going to be happy. You're still, because you're not healing from within, you're trying to heal from the outside in, and thinking that once you get these external achievements, then you will be happy. Success is not measured by what you have achieved, it is measured by who you become. And what you're trying to become is a spirit that gets closer and closer to the energy of light and love and unconditional love and compassion. You have to have enough love and compassion and understanding for yourself and for your pain, and enough stability in the system to do that. And so in order to do this, you need three things. You need a teacher who knows the way and has done the work himself or herself. You need a mindfulness practice that creates awareness and consciousness and teaches you to stay connected in the present moment, because everything that I've talked about is only done in the present moment. You cannot do it in the past, you cannot do it in the future. It is always now with this breath, and only with this breath here and now can you make a conscious decision to move in the right direction and really begin to heal. So you need a teacher, you need a mindfulness practice that trains your system to be in the present moment, and then you need a community of people who are also trying to heal, who are going through the same journey of transformation and awakening that you are going through. And so if this is something that resonates with you, click the link below. I have tons of resources on an online library that can help you just kind of do some introspection, some quiz, some videos, and just more tools that you could use to try and understand exactly what it is that you're trying to heal, and understand how to get there. And so thank you so much for watching. Again, I am Sarah Sio. I am a traditional Usui Reiki master teacher, a holistic life coach, and a yoga teacher. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.